Let's block the pawn. Let's develop the knight. The obvious. Oh no, the 4 knights. 4 knights, shall we go? Okay, go with it. Here we go. Alright, okay, that's good. That doesn't look as dangerous. Blocked his own pawn. There's method in the madness, but we'll just castle. Just hit the center. Don't need to move so fast, but I'm happy they've done this type of opening and not utilize the power of this pawn. So we can take, or we can hit the knight. Locking down is not really the scene. Something's telling me taking allows the bishop to get out of this scenario. I'm going to hit the knight. I'm going to hit the knight because this bishop's in a funky looking position. Hopefully they'll lose a bit of tempo making another move because the knight's gone, so it's blocked that way. Does have space to still come here, the white square bishop. So if we're going to hit the knight just to be annoying, obviously it can escape. Don't need to move fast, but little plans are just falling into place. Simple basic development. But just because they've done a strange looking opening which looks like it's preventing a piece from doing anything doesn't mean you've won anything at all. For me, it just makes me feel a little bit happier that I'm going to have a bit of tempo to develop my pieces a little bit and hopefully try and find some better position before they do, because that position does not look very comfortable. But as we've mentioned, it can just sit here and have that annoying diagonal coming towards the king. So the knight eventually moves. We were wanting to bring our bishop out, x-raying through. We'll bring it here because the bishop potentially is coming here just to find a good home, or it just goes back and defends the knight. Pawn's been pushed. It's got no protection on it. It does give the knight space to attack the bishop as well. When they do strange openings, I just think, oh, am I falling into set play things? This pawn's got no protection after the knight moves, but then we do have the x-ray on the queen. I'm going to take it, and doesn't look too dangerous, but as we said, the bishop can drop here into x-ray through to the king. Might be overthinking, but it might do that. So they have taken, is there a set play thing? We can take the queen like we said, because we've got the x-ray through with the bishop. I'm just constantly looking for any these dirty tactic things, but it doesn't look like there is any at the moment. You know, with like a knight fork on the king. I think we can take the bishop off the board. It's just that the knight can take, so we're not doubling the pawns. There's no captures anywhere else, is there? No, I think we're going to just take the bishop. Takes with the pawn. So are we looking to, if we do that, he gets a pawn, the bishop. Take the knight, bishop's offline, but then it's on the rook. Rook then comes and attacks the knight. Knight then... I think we're going to go with that. Take, then move the rook. We can afford to trade. The bishop's moved back, but we can take the knight because it's got no protection. It looks like the snowball is starting to take effect, really, and they're giving up pieces now. Okay, they've realized something's gone wrong. You know, for a split second I thought he's got stalemate, got pawns that can move. Okay, interesting start to that game. Okay, this is the rematch of the last game. So we're obviously expecting Superman to come out now. We don't usually do rematches. Let's get the knight out. Doing the same thing again. Bring the bishop to the strange position. But there is method in the madness. I have seen this done before, this type of bishop thing. I think in the last game though, it did look very odd. Whereas I've seen it done with black in this tempo, and it seemed to work okay for them. I'm going to hit the center here with the pawn. They're moving a little bit quick, aren't they? My pawn, going to double up. The pawn's going to hit this knight, and it has to run. What we're going to do about it? X-ray through to the queen. Was in a way, it could still hit me with the pawn. I'm going to have to move, aren't I? And then the rook can take the pawn. Oh, he's going for checks and stuff like that. So all of a sudden they're playing like a little bit of a whiz, aren't they? Let's go here. We'll see how far the whiz goes. Because in the first game they played nothing like a whiz. Bishop's moved, attacking the bishop. Just take it. Gonna get a check on our king with the bishop. Gonna get a check. I'll move the king. Move the bishop. Now it's gone onto the edge. It's got no protection. We could push this pawn. The queen's attacking it. Taken anyway, but we do have the rook here. Maybe they didn't see that. Or there's method in the madness. Check on the king taking. You sit down a bit. Got a nice square here, so I don't really want them coming here. We may as well attack the rook. Not going for the exchange, so he's making us work for it. Our king is locked in this corner here, but for now, I think we can bring the rook here and attack one of these pawns. Not to forget the king is jammed in. Either move it or move a pawn. Okay, making space. I mean, we could come here, try and get his rook off. Might waste a bit of time. Problem I've got with it, Although the knight is protecting that area, it's just that I go and take, and then he shiftily comes across here. He can't come down and get a mate, but he comes here and starts bothering the pawns. I'm going to move the king rather than taking the pawn first, because I have a concern about them owning this file. It might be something I don't need to worry about, but I'm moving the king. Go here. Start capturing. Just lock it down. Making space for his rook to come here, to come here. Always something, isn't it? So let's bring the knight here to guard against that. Fake. Fake. A take. Not really going to take the knight. If he takes, we take with the king. Something else that I'm missing. Or maybe his rook comes here and attacks this pawn. His rook's coming to attack the pawn. I have to move the knight. The king went up to attack it, then we'd lose the knight. But he'd be able to take the pawn, wouldn't he? If we move the knight now, and he still comes down, rook can come here, defending the pawn. Oh, in fact, what am I doing? Oh no, the pawn's going to hit the knight. That's why we're not going there. Pawn will just drop down. But the rook isn't there yet. If we went and attacked the pawn drops down. The knight going. Suppose it's a take back. Take back to the beginning of the game? No, I don't know. Oh man, and he's resigned. Fair enough.